So much has happened so quickly in this new Trump administration, and we have Congresswoman Jill Tokuda here to talk a little bit more about it. And one of the things we wanted to start off with is this offer of a buyout to 2.3 million federal workers. Does the president have the authority to do this, and what does this mean for our overall economy?
In my opinion, no, he does not have. Now, keep in mind, this is what Elon Musk did when he bought out Twitter. This is not some private social media corporation. This is the federal government that takes care of your basic needs every single day. So imagine asking every employee who takes care of everything from your food stamp payments to making sure you have insurance to doing first responder duty, being offered to just, hey, you can leave your job. Let me buy you out right now. It's incredible to think that with such callousness, they are saying you're all of the federal employees are expendable. I think it sends a negative message to so many people who work hard for us every day to make sure we're okay. And it's not the way that we do business, or it's not the way we run government, quite frankly. And I do not believe that President Trump has this authority. I also don't think he cares.
Lots of concern and anxiety, not just on the mainland, but here as well, over the crackdown on immigration. I mean, we're supposedly seeing the effects of that here in Hawaii. Your thoughts on how this is being handled early on in this administration?
You know, I met with immigration and refugee advocates yesterday. I'm going to meet more of them today. It is happening here in Hawaii. A lot of times we think the border is thousands of miles away. It's not our issue. It's not our problem. But right now, people are living in fear. Where is their paperwork? People not being able to literally go to funerals for their family members because they're afraid they won't get back because where they are in the system right now. This is tearing people apart. It's inhumane. Immigration reform is necessary, yes. This is absolutely 100% not the way we go about it.
One of the biggest concerns we are hearing from nonprofits, even the state government and local government, about federal funding, because trillions of dollars have been frozen in grants. What can we do to ensure that our state continues to run even without this money?
You know, this is going to be potentially a huge issue, not just for Hawaii, but every single state across the country. And I think the Trump administration is starting to realize that. You see backtracking, particularly on this funding freeze issue, because he has hit, if not red states, even harder probably than blue states in terms of the money that he's frozen, the portals, Medicaid portals that have closed. We're talking about basic health care, life-saving programs and resources that people need across this country. We're going to have to make sure at the end of the day, Hawaii is safe and secure. And that is critically important. When I was Ways and Means Chair, it was about how do we make sure that whatever happens to the federal dollars, we will be fine. But what you see here is the president trying to be a government of one, as I tell people. The power of the purse lies with Congress. Democrats and Republicans in Congress, we determine how that money should be spent. It is not him to pull it back and determine what friends, what billionaires get their tax credits. Congress made that decision. He needs to respect the separation of power and the balance that needs to exist in government. But what we're seeing here, whether it's offering to buy out everyone's salary, whether it's freezing the money, all of these different edicts that you're seeing, it's Trump trying to be a dictatorship of one.
Obviously, these are some of the big issues around the nation, but there are people within communities here in Hawaii that are curious to how you can help them. And I imagine that's a big part of why you're home this week, right?
Absolutely. And you know, what we're telling people is, especially if you're experiencing, you know, whether you got a letter asking to have your, you know, quit your job, get bought out, you know, for 6 months, basically, whether your grant money has been frozen, your loans particularly have been revoked. We have students that are calling saying, now I have to pay. I don't have the resources. Individuals stuck in an immigration crisis. Call our office and let us know your stories, because what will be very powerful is for us to show the human side of all these decisions. Right now, you're just reading headlines, you're seeing executive orders. There are real people and real consequences behind this. Share this with us, because we are getting ready to go back to DC next week and to fight.
Aaron, real quick, we're running out of time, but I wanted to see if you had any update on the situation for Mokulele Airlines and the lack of service for Molokai and Lanai passengers.
You know, I've talked with the FAA, the U.S. Department of Transportation, even Mokulele. One of the things I'm really going to be pushing right now, especially even in Congress, is there needs to be contingency plans. It's absolutely unacceptable that if a plane goes down, there's no other way already planned to get people, goods and services, life-saving things like drugs and medicine on and off the island. And so that is something, if it takes an act of Congress, We're going to do that so no one else is stuck should a plane not fly.
Yeah. Congresswoman Jill Tokuda, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.